Ready? And go.
Yo, 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 yo! What up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte
Sports.
That's right, bar talk for the super fans who are chilling out with the crew. Well, we're talking about today's edition. As always, our fearless host, Danny BMD, is in the house. What up, man?
Yo, yo.
We got me, amateur hype man, super fan art. We're going to be talking a lot of sports, and we're going to be doing it South Texas style. So, take the mic away, Dan.
What up, what up? Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Mezzo Forte Sportz. Coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas to your ears. Providing some sports time for your free time. What up, this your host, Danny BMD. How's everyone doing, and how did your team do this week? Ooh. It's been up and down season, of course, for all my teams. Unfortunately, UTSA did lose. Yes, I know. You can't win them all. You just can't, and everyone can win on any given Sunday. I just kind of want to kind of start the show that way, but the good thing is, as long as you're just a fan, you support your team, and you just kind of, you stick with your team, with the ups and downs and stuff like that. I think that's what makes a fan being like fun being a fan. But just kind of that's gonna my preview into what today is gonna be today's episode, guys. So real quick, today, man, we're gonna talk a lot of sports. We do have a lot of college. We does have a lot of NBA to talk about, of course, NFL, and our ever-loving Diamond Talk with Art. We have a lot of baseball news. We're gonna have that at the very end with that. But obviously, Art, super fan Art, how you doing, bro? The audience applauds you, welcomes you. How are you doing? How are you doing tonight? How have you been?
Thank you, digital audience.
How was your
kind?
How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving went great. Thanks for asking. Spent some time with some family here in Laredo visiting. I smoked a bad bird.
Nice.
Ooh, that turkey was it was tasty. It was a success. We actually did a belated, so it was Saturday, but there was college football. So I mean, it kind of felt like Thanksgiving. Turkey and football. Some good brews. But no, it was great. I know we've been off the air since last Tuesday because holidays and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely a lot on our plate to talk about today. Uh, Sadly, some teams lost. Some of our favorite teams, Cowboys, Longhorns, UTSA, lost. But I mean, take the good with the bad. Spurs have been in a little bit of a win streak themselves. Um, the Oklahoma State OU game, Oklahoma State OU couldn't end in a tie, but at least OU lost, so that's something that's good. So Baylor fans, you know who you're gonna face this coming weekend. We'll have a preview about that on our Thursday show about all these big conference championship matchups. Uh, but now we're already in the final day of November. We're on the cusp of December the 1st, meaning we're going to have some good bowl games to watch in the college field. We're going to have we're already in the last 6 weeks of the NFL, pro football's regular season. Uh, so it's going to be an exciting December to watch, no doubt. And see how the college football playoffs go and how the race in the NFC and AFC for wild card positioning, because that's getting crazy with upsets every other week. It seems like the teams that should win, they start losing. And then behind the scenes, there's a lot of millions of dollars being thrown around these major league baseball teams trying to get some key talent for positioning for next year's season for baseball. So that's kind of been on the forefront, mainly the Rangers. which I'll talk about later in our show, where our Diamond Talk segment. But no, just shout out to all of our fans out there, our viewers on whatever platform. Thank you for your continued support. Give us a like, subscribe. If you're gonna hate us, just keep it clean, and maybe throw a comment or two. We'll try to answer some of those live on air if we can. Um, we always enjoy, anybody's feedback. Hell, if you want to even be on the show to talk about, some sport that you're a super fan of, passionate, it doesn't have to be currently what's going on now. Formula One racing, or I don't know, UFC. What was the other ones? Uh, it's college basketball, soccer. I know things are shaping up for the World Cup. I think there was a big thing about I think uh, something in the group in Europe that either Italy or Portugal, not one of the two can advance because of the whole stage and whatnot. Point is, we'll talk about any sport you want to talk about. You will give you a platform to talk about it. So, by all means, hit us up if you ever want to be a guest on our show. But I'm rambling on. Danny, let's get into it.
And just want to give a quick shout out to Ryan. This case he needs to join our Diamond Talk pretty soon, but we'll have him on our show. We'll talk about that later on. Hit me up, bro. All right, man. Well, I guess we have. We'll start with some college football. I mean, I kind of gave it away. My bad. I already updated it, but beforehand. But yeah, some college football games over the weekend, dude. So Harbaugh literally saved his job, single-handedly changed the landscape of the top four, and is going to the Big Ten championship. God dang. Just for beating Ohio State. That's crazy. We'll talk about that. OU. I think OU lost twice this weekend.
In what form did you say they lost twice?
I mean, they lost a game and personnel. I mean, god dang. And they still suck. Like it's we can't really say much for our Texas teams other than obviously UTSA. We talked about a little bit about it. Obviously, pack the dome, guys. Everyone go. If you're in San Antonio, if you're not in San Antonio, pack it virtually. I don't know how, but just watch it. Anyways, that's the only honestly college teams that we're kind of cheering for. Baylor's going against OU and Okie State, right? They're playing for the Big 10 or Big 12.
Relax, man. It's a Tuesday. It's Oklahoma State and Baylor in the Big 12 matchup coming up. I think Saturday, maybe in the early. I think in years past it's been held at AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play.
Yeah.
So that's good. It could be maybe home field advantage for the Baylor Bears nation. Sick 'em. I think that's what their call sign is. To sick 'em. Anytime any Texas-based team can beat up on an Oklahoma-based team, I'm all for it.
For real. Exactly. It's just OU. I just can't. It's just I don't know. It's one of those things. But dude, you think before we get into it, you think Urban Meyer would leave for any of these open positions right now?
That was rumors swirling around, but I mean, according to him or something, like he's not interested in leaving the NFL, the Jaguars, to go to like Notre Dame, for example, because I think that was one of the landing spots, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I guess it's up to the money. I mean, we mentioned it in episodes past. Coaches in college football, the coaches have a little bit more power.
Yeah.
Than in the pros.
Yeah.
Because the pros, it's
egos
and millions of dollars at stake.
Yeah.
Whereas in college, you're just playing for the boosters.
And whatever the owners, yeah, and well, and also in college, and then in football, whenever like there's like ownership, there's management, like it's just different, like a business, like an actual business.
When the owner is breathing down your neck versus like a university doesn't breathe down your neck as much.
Yeah. Well, it's
You
like,
got
yeah, like you have a board of directors, and they'll send you stuff, but it's not the same. Definitely not the same.
nope.
But yeah, so I don't know, just kind of wanted to kind of preview all that. Go for it. What do you want to start?
All right, this was week 13 in college football, and boy, it did not disappoint with a lot of rivalry games to, pretty much end the regular season. Ohio State and Michigan. Uh, you had Alabama, Auburn, Oklahoma State. Baylor put the beat down on Texas Tech. Uh, Normally in years past, this would have been an A&M Texas, but Texas, they were able to eke out their own win versus Kansas State. On the other side, A&M, they kind of lost to LSU. Close one, 27-24. But no, it was definitely shook up the college rankings. So pretty much this is Michigan's, the Wolverines' first victory over their rival Ohio State in about 10 years. Pretty much gives the Wolverines maybe a little bit more of a clearer path to their maybe a playoff berth. After upsetting the Buckeyes 42-27 at the Big House on Saturday, Wolverines are now number 2 in the College Selection Committee's latest rankings.
Wow, seriously? Dang, I didn't even see them.
they squeaked by, man. So they leapfrogged like Cincinnati. Oh, you left. Obviously, people lost.
Seriously, yeah, that's a round of applause right there.
They're in control of their own destiny, so to speak.
God dang, that's crazy. That's good. That's cool. Like I like shakeups like that.
Yeah. Final rankings, they're going to be determined as to which 4 teams are going to play in the 2 college football semifinals on New Year's Eve. That is going to be released this upcoming Sunday around noon. Obviously, after the conference championships are all done, they'll have a clear picture who those the New Year's Eve Final 4, so they call it, how that's going to be going. But it's almost a foregone conclusion. Well, not a foregone conclusion. Rankings-wise, unbeaten Georgia. They're still number 1 for their 5th consecutive week, followed by newly crowned Michigan at number 2. Dang. Alabama stayed there by the skin of their teeth with that crazy overtime. It was, I think, the first time in the Alabama-Auburn history that they've ever gone to overtime. And I'd say Auburn lost it more than Alabama won it. But I digress. So after Alabama, it's technically Cincinnati still up there, followed by the Oklahoma State Cowboys. We'll see if Coach Tosco's premonition comes true and Cincinnati gets knocked off as soon as these conference titles are awarded.
Oh no!
So as long as Michigan can defeat number 13 Iowa in Saturday's Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis, it figures to maybe get one of those spots in the semifinal. Maybe in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic or Capital One Orange Bowl. Georgia, they're patting themselves on the back for a 12-0 for the first time since their national championship season way back in 1980, with a 45-0 shellacking of poor old Georgia Tech on Saturday.
Oh no!
The Bulldogs are playing in what should be a pay-per-view matchup, Alabama in Saturday's SEC championship game in Atlanta. ATL. Georgia might get into the college football playoffs even if they lose to Alabama because of its dominance over pretty much everybody this past season.
But I don't think they're gonna lose though.
No, and definitely Auburn. They kind of fleshed out some of Alabama's weaknesses.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was Auburn. I mean, Auburn's pretty good, but it's Auburn, dude. They've always kind of had their number.
But a rivalry game.
Yeah, to like a certain extent, but I feel like they, like, especially, I don't know, I feel like because they were talking about how Alabama's starting to get like really predictable, if you will. like more predictable offense where it's like kind of stale, where like, yeah, it's boring. They win, they get national championships. I mean, you can't lie about that. But
No,
but it's they're not like Ohio State or Clemson, like exciting like that or whatever. Um, but they still win. But now they're starting to get exploited a little bit, where offenses are a little bit more explosive. It really isn't that much about defense, unfortunately. It's just not. I mean, you see how much the NFL is changing to focus more on like the offensive game now, or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's just like one of those things. You know what I mean?
oh, no doubt, man. As a rivalry game like that, maybe weaknesses were exposed. Maybe Auburn's like, fuck it, this is our rival. You know, throw all the win loss column out the door because like this is the game like we always circle each year, and it did not disappoint. And so Crimson Tide, the currently their ranking remained unchanged after yet another closer than expected victory, 24-22 victory in four overtimes at Auburn in the Iron Bowl, as they call it. Alabama, the defending national champions, mind you, won each of its final three SEC games by 7 points or fewer. So they're not like throttling teams like Georgia. Georgia's, or maybe Georgia hasn't faced very stiff competition. So it can be an interesting matchup. Like I said, it definitely is a must watch
When is
on your
it?
slate of games. It's on Saturday. I will give more on the times and stuff, like on Thursday, because I don't know the times.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. We'll
I
talk. We'll
would
talk
bet.
more in depth about those. No, but that's cool. Um,
All right, and going back to the other undefeated team, the undefeated man, Cincinnati still, uh, which is attempting to become the first team from a Group 5 conference to crest the college football playoffs. They're going to play number 21 Houston at home on Saturday's AAC championship game, coincidentally on ABC. Uh, I don't know. Go Cougars, Houston. I'll show y'all some love. Meanwhile, in the Big 12, the Cowboys, after a 37-33 win against the OU in what they call Bedlam on Saturday, they have their highest ranking of the season. If Oklahoma State defeats number 9 Baylor in Saturday's Big 12 title game, it might help them to maybe leapfrog the Cincinnati Bearcats and move into that top four with Alabama. With top four if Alabama or Cincinnati loses, so that's definitely possible. Uh, Ohio State Buckeyes, they fell 5 spots after losing to Michigan for only the second time in the last 17 meetings. Oklahoma fell 4 spots to the number 14 when they lost to the Cowboys, and A&M, unfortunately, they tumbled 10 spots to 25 overall after losing the struggling LSU. Uh, so aside from these what I think what caught our attention more so after the matchups is this whole coaching carousel that's already commenced. I think one of the
yeah.
biggest shockers was obviously OU's head coach Lincoln Riley stepping down almost immediately after losing to Oklahoma State on Saturday. I think he got the call late Saturday. USC, they came a knocking, and the very next morning, bam, news conference. I'm packing my bags and I'm going to California. Uh, he did say he wasn't going to LSU, and he was true to his word. Uh, so Riley, who's currently 38 for a young guy, accepted the head coaching position at USC. He's going to replace the former Trojans coach Clay Helton, who was fired back in September after posting a 46-24 record in just 7 seasons. Um, Now, Riley, he had a pretty good time with the Sooners. He took them to four consecutive Big 12 titles, three college football playoff appearances in his first 4 seasons. Um, I mean, yeah, they were eliminated from the Big 12 championship game by their own rivals. But, you know, in his absence, who's going to coach OU when they go to whatever bowl game they end up landing to? Well,
Bob
it's their ex
Stoops.
It's their ex-coach Bob Stoops, who who is currently, I guess he's going to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame on December 7th. He will take over as like an interim title, a coach for that
Oh,
Super Bowl game. So that's cool.
that's actually kind of cool. Dang.
Uh,
I mean,
now,
I don't really. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's like cool for like them or whatever, right?
a familiar face. I mean, they're in a very like sad state of mind, so it's good to have a familiar face comforting them uh, after that losing their head coach. Uh, so what's next? Well, they're going to be looking for coaches to know you now. Who I think one of the names they were trying to lure or could lure is Cliff Kingsbury of the Arizona Cardinals. He could be a potential replacement. He's already in like his last remaining year of his contract. Um, este, but the dominoes are starting to fall. When Riley went out, uh, Spencer Rattler, their quarterback of last year and bench this year, he entered the transfer portal. I think maybe a few other players, current OU players, are entering the transfer protocol. Some five-star recruits that were going to commit to OU, they're starting to consider other schools. And so it's not looking like a pretty picture, seeing as they were starting to maybe try to gear up to face the SEC conference in a couple of years coming up. So they're on a rocky start already, losing a lot of commits and stars. Um, but no, what's your take
Dang.
on the whole situation, man?
I mean, it's like they were talking about, and I was listening to a couple people that I listen to like on sports radio. Um, everyone they're saying that it's like I don't really like. I kind of understand. When they say when sports are like, it's really good when you know not just football but just in general when like the in New York they're really good. The Knicks are really good. Oh, and it's better for the NBA. Oh, you know, it's good that for example, like LSU. It's good LSU is it's gonna be really good. This coming up here we'll talk about that a little bit with the new coach. He's gonna maybe bring him to the next level. But it's like like sports in general, it's just it's there's a lot of now like there's a lot of player movement now, like in other sports and stuff like that. For coaches, it's kind of where it's just like no, it's like taboo to kind of move. It's kind of like more like loyalty type of stuff because of the money. Now it doesn't even matter, dude. So they're saying the guy was saying like, oh, he's going back to LA. This is great for football. This is great for college football. For US, it's always good. It's college football is always better when USC is good. I mean, I guess so. I understand that. For you, I feel like whenever they're like, oh, when LA, New York, when all the big markets, they're like, oh, whenever it's really good, whenever they're good, because it's good for the sport. No, it's good for the, like, you guys, for that, the media or whoever, well, they're like, because people watch you. But for the fans, we have our own stuff going on as well, right? Like, we have, like, you know, OU has their fan base. Alabama has like I mean, they have like, short of a throne for Nick Saban over there. Short of a making a mayor. I'm surprised they haven't made a mayor of some like random town there. Honestly.
Like Nick Saban mayor for a day or something
Yeah,
like
like something crazy like that. Like I can totally see that. But think about it.
that.
So
He'll get a statue someday.
So I think that it's good. Yeah, it's good for I don't think it's good necessarily that it's good for college football. I think college football. I think talent should be dispersed a little bit more equal around like coaches and stuff like that. Not necessarily like talent, but like coaching opportunity because there's a lot of coaches and stuff like that or whatever, right? Um, but even if you have like a big name, you like Lincoln Riley. You have, your Pete Carrolls before, he was there at USC. Um, I think it's gonna be good. I didn't agree on necessarily was the way he kind of went on about it. Where it's just like I completely understand. Like it's about you, it's about your family, and you should do whatever it is whatever your decision is, and no one should care have an opinion about it. It shouldn't matter really, really, right? But um, just kind of wonder how you went out about it. Where like I was just telling our before the we started that he tweeted like, oh, it's time to make this the Mecca football again, and then he tagged USC, right? And then some guy from OU, defensive lineman or whatever, he's like, oh yeah, that's what you told us last week. Like, god dang, like that's intense, dude. Like,
Oh no. Where's the
yeah.
loyalty at? Where's
Like
the
kind of
loyalty
like I
at?
mean, and it's like kind of like, oh, where's and it's true, right? Where's the loyalty? And really, it's like, well, what loyalty? What loyalty? Like honestly, because now kids can like transfer portal themselves out of there, and play elsewhere. So it's not really about. It's a business. I mean, it really is a business. And think about it, like NIL, bro. NIL. Like why am I going to, for example, USC? Um, my bad. Why am I going to USC? Or why am I going to OU? Why am I going to Bama or Clemson? Ohio State. Or maybe I can go to you know Cincinnati, Wake Forest. Maybe like Pitt. You know, maybe I won't be. I'll be. You know, now you're like we are talking about. All those 4 or 5 star athletes that are in the bench with Bama, Clemson, Ohio State, the big schools. I'm not gonna play. Yeah, I'm gonna get a couple of years of playing, but I'm only gonna a couple of years. Where like over here, like I said, like Cincinnati, little Appalachian State, like stuff like that. Like, dude, I'm gonna get a lot of opportunity, and I'm probably gonna get more eyes. And okay, and now guess what? Now I'm gonna be able to make money as well.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like that whole big fish in a small pond
Yeah,
kind of scenario. Uh, you get obviously more noticed by the community at large. Hence the name, image, likenesses. You could get more offers, or even you could get some. I mean, yeah, there's going to be scouts if your team goes to like a big bowl game.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like you said, man, less time off the bench, more starting time. Uh, Maybe who knows? You make some good plays, end up on like on a ESPN top 10 playlist or something. You get people to notice you. So yes, definitely you'll get more action and you get more notice. You get more noticed. Um,
And now, like I said, now players, because even like not, like maybe not like Pitt or Wake, because they're still kind of big and they're still kind of expensive, but maybe like because there's a lot they're mentioning how, and the most players are from right now currently are from what high schools, the what state, Louisiana. So they're the most from the most Louisiana high school has the most NFL players right now. So it's kind of crazy, like if you think about it, and how LSU that whole just recruitment, where it's just like it's just crazy how like you can recruit so much out of Louisiana, out of Texas, and now in this case like California has how many universities, dude? How many? Crazy amounts. You
yeah,
know, you can go to like random, whatever. It doesn't matter because I'm like, oh, dude, what's this guy from? It's like where's Aaron Rodgers from? Did he go to Ohio State? Did he go to Michigan? Or well, I mean, Tom Brady. But well, how about Dak? Where's Dak from? Bama? Is he from Bama? Is he from Florida? No,
Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Mississippi State. Patrick Mahomes. Oh, dude, nah, that guy, dude, he went to Clemson. He had to, or like, something like that, right? No, where is he from? Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
So it's just like I mean, I'm not saying I was Texas, Big 12 or whatever, but I'm saying like even like you can find talent now, even with NFL, just in general across all of college. Now with the so much talent across the high schools and stuff like that, being able to make money. Deja tú in college, dude. Now you're able to make money in high school as well.
Yeah.
So that changes the game completely as well. Because right now everything's monitored. I feel like at some point they're gonna change that because like hold a he's that person's a minor or whatever type of stuff, and the parents are they don't want to take advantage. I feel like at some point that's gonna happen. We'll talk about that later or whatever, right? But now they're kids are able to make money while they're about to go to college, while they're in college, because only what 1% of the college football players get into the NFL. 1%, dude. Like that's crazy. So, um, it just kind of just tells you how I feel that Lincoln Riley. I mean, good for him and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of like it's just kind of not cool. I mean, I think we could all kind of agree. We're like, I mean, for like it's just kind of how he went out about it. If I was a coach, something like that would happen. Be like, look, guys, it's opportunities for me or for my family. Just be straight. Be real. Like, be truthful. You don't really, as much as someone's feelings can get hurt, but it's still your decision. But just like just kind of be like, look, I know, you guys stay there, stick with it. I believe in you, or something like that. I don't know. I guess you would. As a coach, I would expect it, but just kind of how he went out about it. But it is one of those luxury coach jobs. Um, it is in California. There's a lot of money, dude. A lot of money in there. USC, those alumni, whew. And they really want the program to come up, and people can get um, just kind of backing the Brinks truck, crazy type of stuff. You know what I mean? Which I think is essentially what kind of happened to him. I don't know. What final thoughts? What do you think?
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, Lincoln Riley, he had to do what's best for him and his family. Some people think or speculate since the cost of living in Texas and California is, astronomical compared to, Oklahoma or even here, that maybe he, in essence, maybe he almost doubled his own salary by switching to another university. So it's a smart move, although he'll never explain why he made the move, but money could be a factor. As just how he went about it, that left a lot of a sour taste in uh, the fans and players who were really relying on him to continue the success at OU. Uh, I mean, look at their track record, man. They had like Heisman Trophy winners, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Big 12 titles. They were riding high. And,
Hell
the
yeah, dude.
prospect of going to the SEC in the future, like some people are like, was he afraid of facing the SEC teams? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I just think he just
OU would definitely get more talent.
and people are like, no, we don't. I'm like, dude, he's young, dude. Like for a coach,
39 or 38,
dude.
something like
Like
that.
Nick Saban is almost 70. Like these older coaches are like 60, 65, 70. This dude has like 30 years to go. Like I'm pretty sure this is not like this isn't his retirement home quotation marks type of coaching job. It
No.
might be, but I think if there's too much, there's like a job like USC is like has like a lot of fire to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that seat can get really really hot really really fast. So I don't think it's like one of those like long like it's gonna be for, for a long time. But I do think that he might bring it up. What do you think?
I mean, there's only one way to go from rock bottom, and that's up. And definitely with his name brand, Lincoln
Yeah,
Riley, he'll definitely attract a lot of recruits. California, that's one of them
yeah.
states. It's one of them top states that produces like NFL prospects, like almost right out of high school and stuff. So he'll be able to sway some commits his way, I'm sure. I wouldn't bet against a few already, like like shit, Lincoln Riley, USC. Like that's a match made like in college football heaven.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I predict, the he'll definitely turn the program around. Yeah, much needed. They've been kind of not relevant for these past couple of years. USC, they were always known for great football. Whatever, I'm sure things will turn around. Just in closing, we didn't mention a few of the other coaching vacancies that, LSU, they finally got. So that's cool. Good for Coach Kelly, replacing Coach Ed Ergeron, who already announced he was going to, call it quits.
Oh really?
Uh,
What?
I mean, it was already known for a while.
Yeah.
Coach Kelly, he's 60 years old. He was the winningest coach in Notre Dame history earlier this season, surpassing Rockney. He was there for 12 seasons. I didn't realize he was there for quite a while at Notre Dame. He had a record of 114 to 40, including 21 victories from 2012 and 13 seasons that were vacated by the NCAA. Oh, because there was a
Yeah,
bit of like
yeah. It was like one of those things, yeah.
a bit of a scandal. He helped lead the Irish to their BCS title game back in 2012. I think appearances in 2018 and 2020 in the playoffs. I think that 2020, 2012 is when they had what's his face who won the Heisman for defense.
Reggie Bush? No.
No, 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 no. Notre Dame.
Oh,
Uh, we know the guy who got catfished.
Teo.
Manti Te'o. Poor guy.
Yes. Catfish.
He got catfished by like hard. Anyway,
Oh man, that was
good.
fun. Yeah.
Good for Coach Kelly. LSU was one of the prime coaching positions. Now Notre Dame's up for grabs, and you were
Ooh.
speculating maybe as the Urban Meyer could be swayed to go back to college.
Maybe. I don't
But
think so. Now, I mean, we're talking about it now. You mentioned too many good reasons not to. Like.
yeah, I mean he's barely getting his foothold
Yeah.
over there in Jacksonville. But no, we'll definitely keep the public on notice when that coaching vacancy gets filled up for Notre Dame, and we'll have a lot more to talk about in college for these title games, conference title games. More about that on Thursday. Now we need to switch gears, go full throttle into our NFL action, which we had a couple of good games, even as early as that Thanksgiving Day on Thursday. This is our Week 12 recap. Thanksgiving. Well, what was new? Well, the Bears were able to beat the Lions, so Lions are still without that W, 16-14. Unfortunately, it took overtime for the Cowboys to lose, 36-33 against the Raiders, and they had a short turnaround. Well, not necessarily a short turnaround, but another Thursday night outing. It's going to be this Thursday, and they'll be up against the Saints. They're going to travel to New Orleans for that one on Thursday. And then the nightcap was the Bills dominating the said Saints 31-6. Moving on to the Sunday matchups, there was a few good ones. The Bengals, who knew they could show some dominance. They beat up on the Steelers. The Bucks had a close call against the Colts. Dolphins are in a bit of a hot streak. I think they're like one of two teams that are like in a 4 or more game win streak. So good for the Dolphins. Patriots, Mac Jones. The Mac Jones era is looking very promising. I think they found a very viable replacement for Cam Newton and Tom Brady, so to speak. And that young rookie stud for the Patriots, they're going to be a dark horse in the AFC. Giants, Eagles. as a Cowboys fan, you want to know who's going to lose of the two. And thankfully, the Eagles lost 13-7. So good for the Giants, making the Cowboys look good. Um, Texans lost, but there's nothing new about that. Uh, but it was to the Jets. It was the battle of the beatens. 21-14, Jets tied Texans. I think one of the marquee matchups. I know our buddy Juan was tuning into that. The Packers Rams. Packers were able to squeak by. I don't know, something's up with them Rams. They're just not. They're not clicking together. We'll get your opinion on that in a bit. 49ers. They're also like proven to be a force to be reckoned with out there in the West. They won against the Vikings in a very pivotal matchup that had wild card implications or positioning for wild card. Ravens Browns, that was 16-10. We're in the favor of the Ravens. And the Seahawks Washington, that was last night. That Washington, man, they took like I don't know how many minutes
dude
of play of like on the field.
Dude, you can tell, dude, that Russell Wilson was uncomfortable though. Like, yeah. I mean, I guess like I kind of understand him trying to get back or whatever, like as fast as he can, but I don't know. I feel like, when you feel uncomfortable for people, I felt uncomfortable for him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he definitely was not in the same energy level he normally is.
Yeah, so
missed a step or two, probably.
But that's Russell Wilson. But you're right. The Washington, and that's the thing. Like the Washington defense has had the talent the whole year, the whole season. Ever since like we started watching in preseason, that's where they're like, oh, dude, watch out for the Washington defense. That's why you drafted them.
That run game, man. I mean, Simeon, he's getting more confidence with every win. Heineke.
Yeah, Heineke, yeah.
Heineke. I get those two confused. Yeah, Heineke. Dude was on the verge of almost retiring, and now look at him. He's definitely in a win streak. And they got that tandem run game with Antonio Gibson and the other dude who is essentially like their Pollard. So they're, forced to be reckoned with, man. Like, I wouldn't go to sleep on them.
I mean,
no.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that now, especially in the NFL, like, I think you have to win multiple ways. We're kind of seeing that, like, kind of like in the Cowboys, where we're watching them win multiple ways. Now they can't a lot of people got hurt. It's football, dude. Everyone gets hurt, right? But it's just, I don't know. It's kind of crazy how like now mid-season, because the season is long, and now because we're talking about the 17th game, how much it was gonna affect the season. Now, dude, I feel like now people are starting to feel it. We're like, oh, it's already week week 12 or whatever. Nah, dude, we got like 4 more weeks. No, bro, we got 5 more weeks. Really? Yeah. Dang. And then we got playoffs.
Yeah.
And there's only one person one team that gets the bye. So I don't know. What do you think?
No, we're definitely already past mid-season, the mid-season point, I'd say. And teams these teams' identities are definitely being cemented more. The Cowboys, who are looking pretty dominant, they're on a bit of a backslide right now. We thought the Chargers were looking pretty stud-like. They're also on their own backslide. Kansas City still trying to figure themselves out, as are the Packers. And unfortunately, other teams are having to replace players due to injuries. I know the Vikings, they lost Dalvin Cook with a dislocated shoulder. And when they lost to the Niners, Cook, he might miss the next 2 games. Yeah, I mean, versus the Lions and the Steelers. Who knows when he'll be back. The Cowboys, as I mentioned, they're going to go on Thursday, but they're going to be without their head coach, McCarthy. He tested positive for COVID. I think the defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is going to serve as the interim. Um, they also lost defensive tackle Tristan Hill because he had a bit of a punch or two thrown to Las Vegas Raiders. Uh, John Simpson, I think post game of the Cowboys Thanksgiving game. But I was going with this that
That's funny.
uh, I mean 49ers are looking like studs now. Um, so yeah, and the Washington is becoming a dark horse. So now you're starting to see like identities of these teams like be cemented a little bit more, and the playoff picture is becoming a little bit more clearer after each week. Um, so yeah, we got about 5 or 6 more weeks left of this glorious game we call football. I think it's six
Yeah.
6 more weeks. I think it's 6 more weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean this week included in that 6 weeks.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
Uh,
because there's a game on Thursday, right? Who plays Thursday?
the Cowboys and the Saints will
That's
take the
right.
field.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, I mean, we're just talking about it right now, literally.
And teams that had high hopes. Tennessee a few weeks ago they lost Derrick Henry. Now we see
Ooh.
another big name running back, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
He's
dude.
done for the season, man.
That one's,
So
dude. That was bad, dude. I feel bad. Honestly, dude, they're gonna run him down. Like they're just. I mean, I understand that they're like power backs and stuff like that, and their workhorse, running backs and stuff like that. But you can't just like run like 70-80% of your offense through one dude. Like, okay, you're the quarterback or whatever, right? Maybe if you have Lamar, which de repente, he gets, I mean, not de repente, but, he moves around and stuff like that. But he still throws a ball because he has, not all right receivers, but he trusts his receivers like that. But this guy, no, like, you know what I mean?
yeah, he's literally the workhorse of the team, leaning on him so much, he's susceptible to more injuries.
Yeah.
And clearly it shows now.
And I don't know, like, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like teams would kind of look at, could talk about it how, like, like, say Dallas, they have Zeke, but they have Pollard too. And dude, it was the funniest thing I heard on the radio today, actually, or today, in the morning. So one of the hosts is a girl, whatever. She was like, "Well, no, it's because it's kind of crazy, I don't understand why the Cowboys, or the Zeke hasn't been playing good, but the Cowboys play better when Zeke is on than when he's off the field. It's kind of weird, because he's not really running the ball well." And the guy was like, "Yeah, no, that's kind of weird." I was like, "No, it's not weird. What are you guys talking about? Aren't you guys like analysts?" It's because he pass protects.
Yes.
Because he can hold a linebacker. He can, maybe not, block, Aaron Donald or whatever, but he can,
He'll
he
afford
could,
Dak like 2 or 3 more seconds.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
protection if he can.
Pollard, do you think Pollard could do that?
No, he didn't have
No.
the build.
No, not even
defend.
close. So I was like, because he can pass protect. What do you guys not understand about that? I mean, it's just casual fans, right? But like, just the Cowboys they're I think they're in a slump right now. They do have a lot of injuries. Dede is out, or CD Lamb is out. Has been out. He's coming back.
They just got Cooper
concussion.
back.
Cooper's back. Mike McCarthy, now the coach is out. It's like they keep shuffling injuries, and honestly, every team does, right? Because it's football. There's injuries all the time and everywhere and everything. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they'll come back? You think they'll climb? Or you think it's just a little phase, like mid-season woos?
I mean, if it wasn't suspensions or injuries, it was damn COVID. So I mean, it's hard pressed to see the Cowboys at their full roster and full coaching staff. Um, so damn, they have a bit of a test on the road without McCarthy at the helm. It's just up to Dak and company to kind of deliver. Luckily, on the other side, the
Oof.
Saints, they lost Jameis Winston earlier in the season. I think Taysom Hill might be running the snaps for New Orleans, Nolans. Uh, so it's definitely a winnable matchup. Uh, but damn, it was hard to see them go down in overtime against the Raiders. It was a very winnable game.
It was.
Uh, a lot of a lot of questionable calls. I'd admit on both sides. To be fair, the officiating was suspect. I mean, it was a high profile, game on Thanksgiving. Maybe the refs were a little bit nervous on the big stage.
Yeah, I mean, it did. It was a little sus. Like, especially with like so many flags. Like, I mean, I understand maybe a hold. I mean, because they said like, oh, there's holding in every play. Okay, yeah, there's holding in every play, but let them play, dude. Like, it's football. Like, it's not a wrestling match. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're gonna get a holding, but unless it's like a horse collar or like a like a clothesline, not clothesline, but like a pull like that, like a dang dude, hey, but this guy's holding, perate, then maybe, but and then the PIs, pass interference all day. I mean, they're just pass. I understand that there's gonna be some pass interference, and some of them weren't called. It was the other way around. It's kind of crazy how like they were calling. Like I was like, okay,
It wasn't consistent.
okay. I
Like,
was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, cool. Okay, they're gonna let him play, and then no, they're not gonna let him play. They're gonna be like, okay, no, well, this guy just, I guess it's not. And then they're like, oh, okay, never mind. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of consistent how.
they were strict, and then they were relaxed, and they were strict again.
Yeah, so it
It was very
was.
frustrating.
Yeah, and then as fans, obviously, you wanna, I want your team to win, right? But it is what it is.
Well, we don't have to wait until Sunday to see Cowboys because it's just in 2 days' time. Thursday,
Sorry.
New Orleans. We got this. Crack open some brews. We'll probably be watching the game while we have our Thursday evening show. But any other football related topics you want to discuss before we press on?
Yeah, just well, just real quick, Ryan. No matter who makes the Super Bowl, the Gatorade will be purple. What color do you got? What color do you think the Super Bowl, the winner of the Super Bowl?
Uh,
I'm gonna say orange.
Orange Gator. I'm gonna say yellow. A bit of that
Yellow.
yellow.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. Put it down, everyone. All right. In fact, I'm gonna type it in here, much.
Yellow.
All right. So super fan. All right. Says yellow. Danny BMD says orange. Orange good. Damn. That's actually kind of cool question. That's a cool question. That's a cool like kind of like poll question. All right. Oh dang. My bad, guys. I don't know what I did. All right. So where do you want to go from here? NBA.
Yes, we'll switch from the gridiron to the hardwood. Oh, no pun intended. We're going to talk about pro basketball. Nothing against college basketball. I know there was some good upsets over the past week, but we're kind of time constrained, so we're going to talk about some of the major things going on. So, call pro basketball, NBA. What's up? Well, for those of you who weren't watching MLS soccer, by the way, congrats to New York. Uh, New York. What's the? I said it was NYC. New York
New
City.
York, football club, right?
New York Football Club.
Hold on.
Uh,
Sorry. Hold on. Let me get this. All right. So
It was New England versus New York City Football Club. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, New York City Football Club, gets upsets New
New
England
England.
Revolution. Oh, damn.
I think it went into extra
Penalty.
time and then penalty. It went to penalties.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Very exciting. Uh, New York is able to advance as per our analyst Ryan out there telling us they're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. So kudos to New York. We kind of fell a little bit behind in our MLS ever since all three of the Texas-based teams kind of went under.
Yeah.
The Houston Dynamo, Austin FC, and the Dallas. Was it Dallas FC? Did I say that right? Dallas FC, Houston Dynamo, and Austin FC.
Yeah.
They didn't make it that far, so we've been kind of, you know, not. We weren't as attentive. Uh, oh, Ryan saying the Gatorade for the MLS championship game. He says it's going to be orange. I still say
Mm.
yellow. You say purple.
I say no. Now I want to change it. No, yeah, I think it's gonna be uh orange as well.
Nice. But no, that's good, Ryan. Keeping us posted on MLS, and I guess we'll try to feed into some of that more in our MLS segments or soccer in general segments later on in future episodes. But moving on, yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit of basketball. So for those of you who weren't tuned into the MLS matchup, some games that were currently going on today. I don't know if it's already in the final or not. It's the Knicks visiting the Brooklyn Nets. A little bit of a rivalry, the crosstown rivalry there. Uh, yeah, the Grizzlies at the Raptors, Warriors at the Suns. That's a potential for a matchup that you can see in the Western Conference uh, playoffs. Warriors Suns, and then there's the Pistons, Trailblazers, and Lakers at the Kings. Uh, Tomorrow there's a few game. There's quite a few games tomorrow on Wednesday. The only ones that I thought were a little bit of note for Wednesday was the 76ers at the Celtics, just because of playoff implications there, or meetings later on in the season for playoffs, and the Hornets at the Bucks. Um, Interesting to note. Speaking of the Bucks, they're trying to maybe sign their DeMarcus Cousins to a non-guaranteed deal. He's a four-time All-Star. He's just 31. He will
Oh
maybe sign
wow.
it.
Really? He's only 31?
He does look like he's 30, but the dude's younger than us. Go figure.
Yeah, I was like, dang. He looks like he's
So,
in his late 30s.
for real.
But I
So,
mean, his injuries kind of put him that way, if you think about it.
that's right. Um, so, the logistics of it is he'll sign a non-guaranteed deal, join the defending NBA champs, the Bucks. The terms must guarantee contracts for a balance of the season, maybe by January the 7th. The Bucks have been without their center, Brooke Lopez, because of back injury and needed some more. With Lopez's absence, the Bucks need a little bit more size to help bolster their front line. So a bit of history. Cousins, he played parts of the 2020-2021 season with the Houston Rockets and the Clippers, respectively, including some significant stretches of good play when he helped the Clippers during their run of the Western Conference Finals. He averages about 20.4 points, 10.6 rebounds in his 10-year NBA career, including, like I said, he injury prone to significant lower leg injuries in recent years, a torn ACL, and an Achilles tear. Though he is a four-time All-Star and two-time All-NBA second team selection, 2015, 2016. So, I mean, we'll see if he's still got something left in the tank. Um, they definitely need a person of his caliber, with Brooke Lopez kind of recovering from back injuries and such. So, I mean, we'll see if it's a smart move or not. Speaking of smart moves, yeah, New York, Coach Tom Thibodeau is removing the struggling Kemba Walker from New York's rotation. New York Knicks, uh, I think as of Monday
Damn.
afternoon, he removed Kemba Walker from not only the team's starting lineup but also the rotation as a whole. Beginning with the showdown that's currently going on now with the Brooklyn. Uh, so Thibodeau, he decided that he meant benching Walker in favor of Alec Burks. Walker, four-time All-Star, New York City basketball legend. I think he's a hometown kind of guy. Um, he returned. Well, he was picked up by the Knicks this past summer on a 2-year, $20 million deal after being bought out by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
God
Following
dang.
that trade, the, that trade that sent him to the Thunder from the Boston Celtics. Uh,
God damn it, it's like all over the place.
yeah, they're tweaking things up. They've been kind of on a slump of late. So the next starting lineup currently is consisting of or was the typical lineup was Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. That was like the NBA's most used five-man lineup, logging in a combined 287 minutes.
Wow.
Uh, but of recently, they've been outscored 15.6 points per 100 possessions during those minutes, uh, and what would be the NBA's worst defensive rating. Uh, so
Oh wow.
individually, the Knicks are being outscored when Kemba is on the court by 13 points per 100 possessions. I mean, long story short, they think he's bad luck.
God
His
dang,
presence
dude.
on the court can only hurt them, hinder them more.
For real, that's crazy. That's like, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes it matters like that. Like it literally does matter. Like, you know, it's like Westbrook. Like I don't think he would work out in the Lakers, and look at him, he's not.
He's got a
So
good days, he's got a bad days.
yeah, so I don't know. I think that's crazy.
Now,
Now I heard too. Before you say anything, I heard
go work.
that they want to trade John Wall for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go to Houston, send him to Houston. Wait, no, he's in Houston, right? John Wall
He
still?
John Wall's still in Houston. He was kind of sitting out. Didn't really want to play for Houston no more. Now it's looking like he's talking a little bit more with the general manager over there in Houston to maybe try to reinsert him back onto the team because I think he's, getting too anxious just being bored at home or whatever. I mean, I'm sure he's working out, but he's got to realize, your draft stock goes up if people see you succeed, and you can't succeed if you're not even playing.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
so it's just better for Wall. Maybe he will get traded. Hopefully he will. I think that's what was his wishes all along. But he's got to start showing some initiative. Show that he's not uh, pouty or lazy. He's going to start playing. So maybe that could be a rumor, a destination spot to send him to New York. That'd be legit.
Yeah, me. So everyone, kind of wins where Kemba can actually play. Because they need players in Houston for sure. Um, and John Wall would play too. I mean, you know what I mean. But just obviously in different situations or whatever. But just um, I don't know. I think that's kind of interesting. We'll see how that kind of works out, especially with like the East. The East is like super open now. Um, yeah, I mean, just the Kyrie effect, like is for real. The Bucks are super inconsistent. I mean, dude, the Suns are for real, and no one's paying attention. Honestly, they have like 16 wins in a row.
Something
So
along those lines. Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy how the NBA is has been shipping up this year.
No, no doubt. And the situation with John Wall is that he's just too damn expensive. He's got a massive
Yep.
contract, 2 years, $91 million. That's pretty much what has been making uh, trade talks a little bit more difficult than most players. It's just too much financial baggage. So that's why he's trying to make the most of his situation and maybe try to get reinserted back into the Houston, get back on the card for Houston, especially because Houston has a bit of some injuries on one of their guards, third-year guard Kevin Porter Jr. and their number two overall pick Jalen Green. They're both suffering a little bit of some injuries. That could leave the door open for Wall to step in when they need him the most. So, I mean, hopefully he's back, and that'll raise his stock. Now, two guys that are current stars in their respective teams are currently having a little bit of that injury bug. Just real quick, Memphis Grizz, John Morant. He's avoiding a serious knee injury, but he is expected to miss at least a couple of weeks, as per reports, because of a Sunday game when they face Sacramento Kings.
I saw that.
Uh, He avoided any tears or ligament damage in his left knee, but there's no official timetable as a return. It was a left knee sprain during the first quarter when they lost against Atlanta when they went to Atlanta, and we all know like he's becoming the cornerstone of the future Grizzlies. I mean, they're scrappy young guys, and he's definitely the spearhead of all that. Now, one guy who's part of you could say a tripod of the New York Nuggets with it's the Murray and Jokic is Michael Porter Jr. He's going to undergo a bit of a back surgery. He is
Oh
out
yeah.
indefinitely.
Dang.
Um, let's see, his lower back Wednesday missed an indefinite period, as per his agent. He is expected to make full recovery from some surgery he's going to get soon. Of recent, Michael Porter Jr. he signed a 5-year, 172 mil max contract in December. Um, has been searching for a non-surgical option since injuring his back way back on the 6th of November. But I guess now he's settling on a bit of some surgery that's more definite recovery. Uh, but yeah, he's averaging about 19 points a season ago. He formed that partnership with the Joker and guard Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Represents one of the league's top young cores.
Yeah.
You can say he's part of their big three. So wishing the speedy recovery for that guy. And Klay Thompson, he's recovering on his own for the Warriors. He's gonna
Oh
go to
yeah.
he's going to the G League.
What?
He's going to the Warriors G League affiliate. Hopes that Thompson, who's left ACL and right Achilles, and also James Wiseman is going to be joining with him, receive some good practice time at that level while they continue to do the respective rehabs. So
That's actually kind of cool. No, I mean, dude, because people are like, oh, it's just the G League. Yeah, but I mean, the G League is still damn good. Like, you know, like there's only what, like 430 some or something like that NBA players. But I mean, there's a lot of basketball players in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're
like
young, they're hungry, they want that shot. They just want that one shot to get on somebody's practice squad.
Yeah.
So to play with Clay and the other guy Wiseman, like that's good experience for those G League guys, and some good rehab on the other
time,
end for Clay.
Yeah, instead of trying to go to like some what is it, Lifetime Fitness gym or something and get hurt, you know what I mean, by some like amateur kid, like, bro, you hurt Klay Thompson. Oh damn.
You do not want that notoriety. Being the guy who sidelined Klay Thompson when he was coming back.
What is it? Was it the other guys? The other guys, right? Where you shot Jeter?
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in years. I think I remember that part.
Where you shoot Jeter? He's like, bro, what I made. I forgot what it was. I need to see that movie again, but it's like, you mean kind of mean when you shot Jeter? Like, god damn it, why'd you remind me? Dude, imagine like you meet a famous person and you shoot them, like your hero. God, I don't know how we got to this topic, but
we're talking about like some G League guy accidentally like messing up Klay Thompson for good.
Yeah. So whatever, but yeah, so that's good. I think the Warriors are gonna do good. I think they're gonna finals, but that's just me.
Yeah, man, Curry, he's starting to get that killer instinct back.
Yeah, he's for real.
It's crazy like range.
I was gonna say for real. He's having an MVP year. I honestly think he's better than his actual MVP years. Like, dude, he's just like pulling up from wherever. Like literally. Like he's just rangeless. Like straight up. You can double him, triple him. You can do whatever. It's just I don't know. Like he's shooting from the logo, dude. Like he's just shooting like a free throw. Like he's swishing it. It's just swish. Like, dude, you just shot that from like 40 feet out. Like, oh yeah, bro. Like, so I don't know. Anyways, it's just crazy how crazy he's getting better. I don't even know if how that's possible. He's obviously the greatest shooter the NBA's ever seen. But I think the Warriors, because of him and Klay Thompson coming back and everything, I think they have a really good shot of obviously making not just the Western, but just straight up the finals.
Yeah, definitely. Warriors are starting to get back to their prominence that they were a few seasons prior. So it's good to see them in contention back again. Uh, not just to barely make the play-in playoffs, but just to make the playoffs in general. And they get Clay. Oh man, it's gonna be a different scene over there in Golden State with the Splash Brothers back in effect.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So good luck to, or not good luck, good. I guess good luck to the G League players, but it's good you guys go back because I know obviously you see the Spurs, playing them or playing a lot of their players in the G League just to develop them, for them to come out, has really good support guys. But just moving forward along with that, anything else?
Well, before we go into our Spurs talk, it is 10 o'clock. I just want to make an announcement that we're officially Mezzo Forte Sportz after dark. Oh my God! No, we're Mezzo Forte Sportz after dark. We're unrated, unsolicited, unmarketed, and unregulated. We're going to do a lot more cussing now. We're going to really get laid back. We can get weird with it. We're drinking some drinks.
Yeah.
Just a quick round table. Danny, are you sipping on anything in particular?
Actually, I'm, obviously our sponsor, maybe not right now, but in future years, Manzanita Sol. I think they're actually owned by like Coca-Cola or something.
Like an affiliate?
Yeah, they're
Manzanita
Sol.
Sol.
PepsiCo's by Pepsi. All right.
Nice.
I don't really like. Pepsi's all right. It's just a different flavor. But Manzanita Sol is what's up. You guys
It
know
definitely is what's up. Apple soda in general is what's up.
Yeah.
Fanta orange, Fanta apple, or
Fanta, yeah. Yeah, it's just there's just something about it that. What about you, bro?
Yeah.
What you got?
Nothing alcoholic. Surprise, surprise. You gotta work tomorrow. I'm drinking some water, and earlier I was sipping on a cola. I won't say what it is, but it's red cola. It's not. It is not RC cola. There. I think I give you those guesses.
There you go.
And just a cheers and shout out to all of our viewers out there. Ryan, I know you've been hollering at us because you were watching MLS.
Yeah.
You're enjoying our banter here.
Ryan.
Well, hopefully we'll get you on the show soon, man, for whatever segment you would like to talk about. The door's always open for you to join us, man, anytime. But no, cheers to everybody out there. Salud.
Salud.
Now, to wrap up our basketball talk, our Spurs segment. So what's up? The Spurs are enjoying a little bit of a nice 2-game win streak after dropping their last 6 losses. It began with a surprising trip to play when they traveled to the Boston Celtics. They had a 96-88 victory. The defense was able to hold Jason Tatum to just 24 points, while Dejounte Murray amassed 29 points, 11 rebounds of his own. Following that performance, Derek White has a season-high 24 points. Dejounte Murray had 22 and 10 rebounds as the Spurs defeated the Washington Wizards 116-99 to win consecutive games for the first time this season. Murray,
Finally.
I know, for real. Murray, he also had 8 assists for San Antonio, which saw 6 players score in double figures.
Oh,
So
wow,
six,
okay.
6 different Spurs scored in double figures. Spurs had a season high 72 points in the paint, while the Wizards had 56. Murray, he entered the game averaging 18.9 points, 8.4 rebounds, 8.1 assists, all of them career highs, and he has a double-double in 5 of the last 6 games. What's up, Murray?
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people are like, no, dude, Murray's not good. He's all right. He know he's not the future. Like I get scared and nervous when he has the ball. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually quoting one of my coworkers. She'll know who it is. But I don't think anymore it's that way. I don't want to say he's Tony Parker. Don't get me wrong. He's not. Oh my God, Avery Johnson. He's not Avery Johnson. He's not. He's not by any means your Ginobili or anything like that that controls your offense like that. But he's DJ. You know he's DJ. That's her DJ. I think that he's because he's almost averaging a triple double. Like I mean, you can't even. I mean, literally. Well, said it Westbrook. Yes, it was Westbrook with 30 points or whatever. Yes, dude, but with the Spurs, like, what are you talking about? Like I think that if Pop, I think what he's well, that's his role, right, to kind of facilitate and do like everything. But I think if Pop were to let him loose, like Tony Parker, like 2007-ish in NBA Finals, dude, I think he can average like 30. Well, I don't know about averaging 30, but like he can average way above like 20, 24, 22, 23. But he's dishing out. I mean, dude, what did you say? What was his line?
His averages?
His averages?
18.9 points, 8.4 rebounds, 8.1 assists.
Dude,
all of them are career highs and double doubles in the last 6 games.
And steals, averaging.
I didn't see.
He's almost averaging. He's almost averaging 2 steals, 1.8 a game or something like that. Dude.
Yeah.
That's a complete player, bro. Honestly, if you think about it, like, what more do you want from your point guard? Like, and
well-rounded.
And he's a good defender. He's gotten first NBA honors and things like that. Second NBA honor, defensive NBA honors or whatever. So I think that now I think that this is gonna be a long process before we get a superstar. But I think DJ can really. I don't think he might be a number 1 guy. But yeah, he's definitely a really good number 2, like Chris Middleton ish, or not even like maybe like Drew. Like imagine like kind of Drew Holiday, but a little bit more offensive player or whatever. And I think that Keldon Johnson is a great complementary piece to the whole team. There's no more centers that much anymore, right? But they're still big men. Like, the Joker is for real, Like, AD, can still shoot and all that. Like, those are still big, tall dudes. So, Keldon Johnson's still building up still his game, his basketball IQ, his, like, body, if you will, his NBA body, and really just, like, his kind of, like, expertise in the paint, specifically. Because you know how the Spurs really like playing in the paint. And if he can if he can average like 20 a game, he's good, honestly. If he can average 20 a game and then have DJ average like 22, just get one more guy, have him be the point person, or like maybe a good shooting guard, or maybe a good wing, where like you could just insert him and he just plays. Like that can be in couple of years. That can be a good championship team. Maybe Lonnie Walker be 6-man. Derek White, I don't know. We'll figure that guy out because he's up and down. But what do you think?
No, definitely. It's very promising to see Murray step up when the moment needs him. I know we're not at full strength at the moment. Devin Vassell, he missed a second straight game. He suffered like a bruised right thigh back in the 24th when they played Atlanta. And Doug McDermott, he missed out on his 4th straight game with an inflamed right knee. So we're kind of like, we need everybody to stay healthy, but to like put up those minutes, be double digits, whatever. So Murray, he's really shown to be the de facto captain of the team. Uh, I think it got to the point where we called back our new guy, the new kid on the block, Josh Primo. We called him up because we needed his services. We were short man.
Yeah.
The dude, he's gonna turn 19 on the 24th.
Wow.
So the dude's like young. But in this previous game with the Wizards, I think he hit back-to-back threes in the second quarter. So way to go, young man! Like you already showed. I don't know if it was his debut in the NBA, but to make threes in the NBA, like he's proven to be step up when the moment needs him. But no, going back to Murray, um, yeah, man, he's just almost averaging triple doubles almost to that Russell Westbrook kind of style of play. Uh, Maybe in a year or two, who knows, when we get the right pieces involved uh, with our centers and whatnot, or power forwards, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, we'll see who we draft. Where we hopefully we get a lottery pick. That'd be nice.
That's the plan.
Yeah, we just need a if we do a lottery pick, we obviously need to make sure that we um start paying attention more to the college
Yeah.
game. And oh man, like it's gonna be this year is gonna be really interesting because finally, like it's gonna be March Madness and everything like that. So it's gonna be a lot more, organized. Obviously, and then so we still have some weeks to go or some months to go for that. But that's gonna be fun. Like I always love March Madness and just kind of getting into it, see who the next stars in the NBA are gonna be, if you will. But we'll go ahead and start moving right into some Diamond Talk with Art. What do you think, Art?
Thank you, Dan. Well, we're already a couple of weeks removed from the World Series game that saw the Astros get knocked down by the Braves. So already teams are scrambling to find key superstars and finding the right bank accounts to get them onto their squad for the next season. One of which is the other Texas team that was kind of irrelevant for quite a while. Now they're making a very big splash. Is the Texas Rangers?
Damn.
So who are the Rangers trying to get or already got? They got shortstop Corey Seager, and the Texas Rangers are in agreement with him on a 10-year, $325 million deal, as per sources. Rangers, they're looking to capitalize on their new ballpark that they just got and return a bit of the prominence after 5 consecutive losing seasons, having committed to $566 million to just 3 players in a span of just a couple of hours.
God
So,
dang.
so Seager, his deal came one day after the Rangers also signed second baseman Marcus Simeon to a 7-year, $175 million contract, and additionally, starting pitcher John Gray to a 4-year, $56 million contract. So, like in total, $556 million. That ain't no chump change, especially after building that new stadium a couple of seasons ago. So they're trying to get back into trying to compete with their Houston cousins from across the state. Like they want to get noticed too, man.
Yeah,
they
I was
want
gonna say, dude.
to put butts in that ballpark. Well, you got a couple of guys who might be able to make it happen and give them a bit of a splash. So in Texas, Seager, he's going to be reunited with Chris Woodward, who spent 3 seasons as the Los Angeles Dodgers third base coach before being named the Rangers' own manager in November of 2018. Seager, he's also going to play his home games at Globe Life Park, the retractable roof stadium where Seager was named MVP of the National League Championship Series and World Series back in 2020 postseason, which he played in the bubble because of COVID-19 pandemic and whatnot. So Seager, he's just 27 years old. He's batted about 2.95, whatever. They got 100 home runs in about 609 games. That's pretty good between the span of 2016 and 2021. Established himself as one of the sport's premier offensive shortstops while with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But he's also missed a bit of extensive time on multiple occasions out of personal reasons or medical reasons. But, uh, you know, they wanted to buy talent, and they got 3 dudes who can make it happen, who could start to, they got to, for, for all that millions of dollars and all those years that they have them for, they got to make it work. But on paper, it does seem like the smart move. They're definitely the Rangers, one of the teams who made the biggest splash so far that I've seen in this postseason. Obviously, if anybody else out there think otherwise, you may comment if you want. Uh,
Or just
so no,
so
no, that's cool. What are
I
your
mean,
thoughts on the Rangers, man?
I think that's good. I mean, I know that a lot of people obviously grew up as Rangers fans or Astros fans, just like in general, or just in, like you said, in the state of Texas. I actually didn't really grow up any really sort of baseball fan at all. But I did. I had a couple uncles that were like huge Texas Rangers fans. They would go to the games and stuff. Just because they where are they?
They're kind of like in the Dallas Fort Worth area,
Yeah,
maybe close
so
to Arlington.
yeah, okay, yeah, I was gonna say because they used to go to the Cowboys games and they would go to like say they would go a weekend, so they would go to like to the Rangers game and then they would go to the Cowboys game like on Sunday or whatever. Because I know my dad was like, I don't know, I don't know. This is
I mean,
back.
maybe a practice. I don't know if the Rangers played during the Cowboys game, unless it was postseason.
I don't know. Maybe like something. So I know for sure that they went to a couple spring practices for the Cowboys. So maybe that.
That would make
Uh,
more sense.
yeah,
And then go to the ballpark to
yeah
see
they
a
actually
game, a legit game.
they actually have some pictures, like just some pictures of like Emmett Smith and Troy Aikman or whatever.
Huh?
Yeah, it's
No
pretty.
shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually have them. My dad took a. There's a picture of my dad standing next to Michael Irving. I'm like, dude. I was like, dude, Michael Irving's tall. It's like, yeah, I know. But yeah, anyways, but yeah, so I'm pretty. That's pretty cool. Like, I'm kind of excited. Obviously, it's a big. Baseball always has rivalries. It's your big in-state rivalry, so it's definitely gonna be really good. For obviously all the in-state fans to get back on the boat, start watching some baseball, getting back in the park, and really just go watch the game. Um, I haven't been. I've seen Minute Maid. I've actually parked at Minute Maid parking. Just not to go there, but just to go to like a bar around there. But it's actually, dude. I want to go to a game. And also I want to go to a Texas Rangers game. It's kind of crazy. I've actually started to think about like a couple like bucket lists, kind of sport bucket list, and I'm kind of thinking of like visiting every major Texas stadium, and just like swivel down into the colleges and stuff like that because it's like a whole bunch of stadiums in Texas. But yeah, I don't know, just something kind of cool to visit and stuff like that.
But like visit outside or to attend a
To
game
attend a game,
inside?
yeah, to attend a game
Okay.
inside. Um, so that'd be
Get the
kind of cool.
experience.
Get the experience of every like kind of stadium,
Stadium and ballpark.
cause it's true, dude. Like every stadium is different. Like I remember watching the games at Spurs games at the Alamo Dome, and then I remember watching it at the SBC Center, the AT&T Center, and whatever the hell center it's gonna be. Um, this whoever wins the bid. But it's a complete different feel because in the Alamo Dome it's like big, open, wide. I mean, dude, they're having UTSA like football games there, and they're filling the entire stadium up or whatever. Whereas like in the AT&T Center, there's like 18,000 only. So like it felt way more intimate. It felt way more like kind of like dang, like I don't know. It just felt a little bit smaller. It felt pretty cool, but it was just a little smaller. And it's like it's just a different feel. So I know obviously going to like different like say like going to because I've never gone to a Rockets game. I wouldn't want to go to a Rockets game, but that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I'll wear my Spurs jersey, go to a Rockets game, but that'd be kind of cool, and I kind of experience it that way, or kind of experience you know their stadium, and stuff like that. That's at A&M.
Hey, that's one of the places you gotta have it on your list. For better or worse, you gotta have it on your
I
list.
know, I know. Ah, man.
I know Ryan out there commenting that you should save your money and not go to the Rangers game in Arlington. I I guess he's not a fan. With good reason. I mean, that's the 5 consecutive losing seasons. I remember years ago they were in the World Series with the Giants.
Oh
They
yeah.
lost. They lost in a heartbreaker. It was like a come from behind series. Uh, but no. the fans, the Arlington fans, they're hungry for some good baseball, and they got some three new attractions that can help bolster their roster up. And no, yeah, definitely fill up some seats in that new ballpark. I've only been to one baseball game, but that was years ago in Minute Maid Park.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
Pretty good. I mean, indoor stadium kind of feel. I liked it. It was good. It was a fun experience.
Yeah, I went to the where. What was the one before?
Before Minute Maid,
Yeah,
and this is in Houston still.
Houston. Yeah. Oh
Ooh,
no, it's gonna kill
Astro
me.
World? No, that's what
Astrodome.
Astrodome. That
Is
could have
it?
been.
Hold
I
on,
mean,
hold
that
on.
makes sense. It's named after them.
Hold on, hold on. Um, oh, Enron Field. Where did we put it? The Astrodome. Yeah, the Astrodome. The Astrodome. Yeah. The eighth wonder of the world. But I think. Yeah, Astrodome. I went there. I actually went to like 2 or 3 of their games. To see the
Nice.
Astros. Yeah, when I was I remember I went. I don't know why, but I went to as in when I was in elementary or something like that. Yeah, we went to the Galleria. Then we went to go see the Astros
Nice.
play. Yeah, I was like, dang, what is this? Like, I don't really like baseball, but this kind of cool. Like, and it, like all the, I really like the like in baseball specifically. I really like the little stores and little mini games they have like outside, while they're playing or whatever. Because I feel like specifically baseball, I feel like it's like a little bit more like they're a little different than just like go to the AT&T or the Alamo Dome, where it's just like like your generic concession stands or whatever. There it's just kind of like I don't know. I'm sure. Have you ever gone to an MLB game or just
I mean,
any just baseball or just a pro ball game?
yeah, Astros, but that was like decades ago, man. When they had their old colors.
Did you, did,
Uh,
did you ever? I'm sorry. Did you ever see the missions here?
no, I didn't get the honor of seeing the missions.
Oh dang. Yeah, it's I actually have like one of their. I
But I
won.
mean, any ball game, pro
Uh,
or even AAA ball, like it's usually a fun atmosphere. Like the food is good, the drinks are good. They got something for like families, the kids and stuff.
yeah.
It's almost like like I don't want to say like a carnival, but it
Yeah.
definitely got something for everybody at the games,
Yeah.
young or old.
Yeah. I've won a lot of merch there. Oh, there. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Um, what else? Talk to me, Art.
I know we're getting a little bit late, so I'm just going to kind of go into a super speed here. Aside from the Rangers making a big splash with their new acquisitions, some other teams have been making some money moves. Atlanta Braves have signed right-hander reliever Kirby Yates to a 2-year, 8.25 mil contract. Yates is going to earn about 1 mil in 2022 and 6 mil in 2023. The contract has a 5.75 mil team option for 2024 buyout. Yates, he signed with the Blue Jays in January, but he didn't pitch for the team this season after undergoing Tommy John second time in his career he had that operation. Yates joins a highly effective bullpen that was big reason for the Braves' surprising run to the championship. Closer Will Smith, not the actor, he is also returning, along with Tyler Matzik and AJ Minter, and Lou Jackson. The Braves also announced Monday that right-hander Yohan Lopez was claimed off waivers
Not the
by
actor.
the
I don't know. Sorry.
Yohan Lopez was claimed off waivers by the Philadelphia Phillies. Lopez, he was also acquired last May from Arizona, but spent the rest of the season at Atlanta's AAA club in Gwinnett. In another move to add depth to their relieving corps, the Braves agreed to a minor league deal with 39-year-old right-hander Darren O'Day, who was highly effective in a previous stint with the Braves, but has battled some injuries of his own. Moving on, Pittsburgh Pirates. They trade Golden Glove catcher Jacob Stallings to Miami Marlins. Stallings, he's coming to the Miami Marlins. He was acquired from Pittsburgh Pirates on Monday in exchange for pitcher Zach Thompson and some prospects, Nicholas and Connor Scott. Stallings, who's 31, is coming off of the best season of his career. He earned his first Golden Glove for his handling of an inexperienced pitching staff that ranked among the worst in the major leagues while hitting 2.46 with career highs in home runs, 8, RBIs, 53, in about 112 game span. Now, Jacob Stallings, he's joining a team that is trying to elbow its way into contention in the NL East. Miami, they signed outfielder Avasel Garcia to a 5-year deal worth 56 mil and agreed to terms with also pitcher Sandy Alcantara. So good job for them making the money moves. I guess there's a few other things. Los Angeles Dodgers near an agreement with reliever Daniel Hudson on a 1-year deal. The Detroit Tigers agreed to a multi-year deal with free agent shortstop Javier Baez. The Detroit Tigers have agreed to a 6-year, $140 million deal with the free agent shortstop Javier Baez. As per sources, the deal includes an opt-out. It would be the second largest free agent deal in Tigers franchise history. Prince Fielder, he signed a 9-year, $214 million deal with Detroit way back in January of 2012. So they're really opening up their checkbook.
For
While
real.
he struck out a league high 184 times last season, Baez, he is hit for 2.65 with 31 homers, 87 RBIs, and 18 steals. He also brings Golden Glove defense to Detroit with his signature no-look tags. The Tigers have been looking for a shortstop since it went 77-85 last season, finishing just third in the AL Central behind Cleveland and the Chicago White Sox. So, I mean, hopefully they'll get some return on their investment for Javier Baez over there in Detroit City.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Dang, dude. Yeah, because Detroit needs some wins. Any team they have needs some wins, not ties, just straight wins.
I mean, everybody could use that one or two superstars in certain positions.
Yeah.
As just like I said earlier in the segment, like millions of dollars are just flying everywhere. I had no idea baseball could afford such extravagancies, but it's awesome. It's good.
Well, that's
Hopefully, it pays out for some of these teams.
well, it's like I was telling you. Like a lot of these, there's no cap. You
Yeah,
know, it's like
that's true.
straight up, like there's no cap. So, um, these teams can just throw the, what is it, drive the Brinks truck and just back it up and just drop everything on it. Like, hey, do you want to get paid or what's up? That's why you see the reason you see all these like this guy has been retired for like 30 years and he still receives a paycheck from the Yankees type of stuff.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I know the player you're talking about. I can't remember the name,
yeah,
but
but
yeah,
not just him, but just players in general now. Because you get hurt. The thing is about baseball is like it's a contract, so like they have to pay you out. So like if you get hurt,
yeah,
but you get hurt, yeah, that's it. Or like in football, they'll just cut you. Yeah, you don't get paid. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I don't really know how it works. We'll have Tosco like clear that stuff, clear that for sure. But
yes.
the MLB, like the baseball teams can afford that. It's kind of like soccer as well. Soccer, same thing. There is no limit, but there's restrictions and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird and very intricate, like almost political, honestly. For soccer, but I know obviously for baseball there is no actual cap. So yeah, I mean, these franchises are expensive, and they generate a lot of money. In 2020, everyone took a hit. 2021, they started coming back up, and now with everyone at home, sports are really kind of bursting at the seams with fans trying to watch as much as they can. So now you see, like in this case, baseball is starting to get new fans and stuff like that. I mean, they got a new fan with me. I'm not gonna lie. I've never watched baseball before. Now I actually understand it. So, but I don't know. Just kind of, what do you think, Art?
Um, Sorry, kind of lost me a second. Because I was looking at YouTube comments. I was seeing our boy Ryan. He's talking about different stadiums out there. He's
Yeah,
giving a
just
shout
kind of
out
that.
to
Yeah.
the Nashville Sounds Baseball Stadium. Says one of the best minor league stadiums he's ever been to. That's cool. He says you always got to take a picture of the mascots. I guess that's part of the fanfare about going to the ballpark. I mean, maybe you know you get a little bit nostalgic in a sense. You
Yeah.
get a little bit feel more. Go back to days of your youth. The excitement of the going to the ballpark. Um, but no, going back to what you were saying with this whole baseball trying to become still be relevant and drawing more fans each season.
Spending money. I mean, that's what you have to do.
You got to spend money to make money. You got to fake it till you make it. You got to build a big ass stadium, and now you got to put the stars to play in your stadium.
Yeah.
Example: what happened to the Rangers? They got some stars to put in that stadium. All these other teams are looking for their own respective stars. Uh, talent can come from anywhere. Vis-a-vis our MVP Shohei Otani. Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
Seriously.
from a Japanese guy. If a Japanese guy can do it, who knows? The limits, or who knows who else is out there who's just waiting to be discovered. And that's good. It's getting the game more exciting. Um, I don't know what the ratings were for this postseason. I'm sure they were up. With last year was the bubble season. This year was fans were packing in these stadiums like that. I know Coach Tosco, he was kicking himself in the pants for not being
Yeah.
able to go to that the the Braves Astros game, and when it was in Houston.
Yeah.
I think the day that they won it all. Fuck those guys. Anyway, so it's good. See fans back in the stands, uh, getting the game more, get it back to its state of popularity along the ranks of pro football and basketball. So no, and definitely, I don't think we're barely scratching the surface of all these different player and money moves. We'll definitely keep our fans out there posted on any newer developments, because I'm sure it's just the tip of the iceberg. It's gonna keep going for weeks or days. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
this season made a fan out of you. It increased my knowledge and fandom of the game of
Yeah.
America's pastime. So baseball, America.
Good job. Good job. Good job, guys. Good job.
Hi. I don't know. Look, it's been a long episode, everybody. We had a lot to discuss. Glad you all were here to join us. Ryan, thanks for all your lovely comments. I think your sister also is getting some love to the UTSA Roadrunners.
Oh yeah, my
Don't worry
sister
about that loss.
Natalia.
Never happened. You go to the
For
ship.
real. Yeah. Yeah. So just a quick shout out before we start turning in for the day, for the evening. A quick shout out to UTSA football. Congrats UTSA football alumni and current students. Everything. We've been it's honestly the entire city of San Antonio. They've been super supportive. And just obviously you guys have been supportive of us as well. So thank you so much as for us as your host here at Mezzo Forte Sportz. But let's go ahead and get started with some. Oh yeah, that time. All right, guys. So that's going to be it for this week's episode.
We made it.
Woo! All right, guys. Thank you so much for chilling with us. Follow us. Go ahead and follow us, everyone, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Kirby Pseudo Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you so much for our sponsorship. Music provided by Studio 13th Day, and graphics provided by Studio 13th Day's Tasmagoria. This is Danny BMB, your host, signing off, saying laters to all. And of course, bring it home, super fan arts.
Thank you, Dan. The lesson of the day is I don't got one. But if you're in the San Antonio area and need your car's interior looking like brand new, we know a guy who will get it just like new. That is Devil Dog Detailing out there in the San Antonio area. Devil Dog! Give him a holler. You'll save some dollar. Remember, sports are great, but mean nothing without y'all, the fans. This is episode number 83. Until next time, folks, be cool, stay safe, and keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz. Oh my God, that was the best episode I ever seen in my life. Thank you, man.
Is that what I have to deal with? Alright, we're still live.
See you next time, folks.
Laters. I'm out. I'm hungry. I just ate. I'm hungry. Alright, I'm gonna get some Whataburger or Taco Palenque. Get some Taco Palenque.
And wash it down with some RC Cola, home of the Mezzo Forte Sportz Cola, official sports cola of Mezzo Forte Sportz. RC. It's in the crown. If it's not RC, it's crap.
Vamos manzanita sol. I want some manzanita sol.
Taste the apple.
Tasty apple bite. All right.